Hey, I'm Shamar.
And I'm Andrew.
We're going to be doing a deep dive on all the connected DC animated movies and their cinematic universe.
Yes, I'm here to discuss the interconnected storylines and point out how jacked everybody is.
And I'm here to share deep comic book knowledge like Batman having his own sneaker line.
So check out yet another DC animated podcast.
Part of the Forgotten Entertainment family and coming soon wherever you listen to your podcast.
Hey, it's Andrew Morgan, host of the Nomcast, the Netflix original movie podcast. Each week, we review the biggest Netflix original movies with special guests from the film industry, the music industry, comedians, and of course, our fellow podcasters. Check us out on the web at nomcastpod.com. Follow us on the socials at nomcastpod. And most importantly, listen and subscribe to us wherever you get podcasts. Hit that beat one time.
Hello there, and welcome Nerdy Knights of the Well-Rounded Table to Bohemian Geek Studies, where we take extremely dorky dives into our favorite fandoms. I'm Colleen McMillan, Jedi Master and Rebel Scum collaborator.
And I am Pirate Jedi, Anders Drill.
And I am Captain Daniel O'Brien of the Republic Navy. But no matter what rank you carry, one thing remains constant. Much to learn we still have.
Indeed. Today we're very excited to give our initial reactions and theories for the newest Bad Batch episode. There will be spoilers. Yes, I'm so excited for this one. I'm wearing my shirt in honor of someone who we will meet later. You know, we are going to do some rampant theorizing though with the spoilers. So if you'd like to avoid that, maybe check out our Rebels coverage instead and see what the Ghost Crew's up to. But if you have seen the episode, grab a drink from the mess and come with us to Braca. Whoop whoop, as we discuss the Bad Batch episode, season 1, episode 7, Battle Scars.
Dun dun dun. But before we get started, we do want to take a quick second to tell you guys about our new partnership with Fiverr. Do you need a freelancer to help with your website, either design or someone to help you write expert articles and blogs? Or maybe you have a need of a presentation designer to help you with a big work project. Look no further than the #1 freelance marketplace, Fiverr. You can find designers, programmers, and more within seconds, some for as low as just $5 per gig. Fiverr is the ideal tool to help you with pressing projects. Just post your gig or search for freelancers and you're off. Don't deal with the hassle of finding freelancers by yourself. Let Fiverr help you. See the link in our show notes to get started. Note that Bohemian Geek Studies is an affiliate partner of Fiverr. We may receive commissions on purchases and services you buy after you click the link. These commissions help support the growth of BGS, and we appreciate your continued support. So, with that being said, let's punch it with our episode recap.
All right, here we go, y'all. The Bad Batch are fleeing from yet another retrieval mission for Sid. As usual, it involves a quick getaway with a small snag. They're being chased, and the creature, we never really get a good look at it. It's like a lizard or a chameleon-looking sort of thing.
Something.
They're transporting, manages to escape. Luckily, Omega's pretty quick, and she manages to trap the lizard once again, and they make the jump to hyperspace after a lot of ribbing for poor Echo, who's just trying to do his job. We're back on Ord Mantell, where Omega and Wrecker run off to indulge in their post-mission tradition for Mantell mix on Sid's tab, of course. Are you guys thinking it's like a total Chicago mix situation? Is that what's happening?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what Chicago
amazing.
Mix is. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. No, I was...
The popcorn.
Yeah. No, when you said Chicago Mix, I started thinking about Chex Mix, and I was like, is that like another thing? But yeah, no, the Chicago Mix of the 3 popcorns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got to be.
It has to be something like that, right? Something snacky that these two would totally rack up a giant tab over.
Hell yeah.
I loved it so much. While the rest of the team meets with Sid, that's what Wrecker and Omega are off doing. She tells them that their cut is smaller than they expected and that they have racked up quite a debt to her for, like docking fees, fuel, food, the things that you need.
Like Mantell Mix.
Like Mantell Mix, obviously. Yeah. They need a big score to settle that debt. Could have done it with the droid head that they, whoopsies, gave to the Martez sisters, but we're not going to talk about that.
Maybe a little bit of a nitpick on that one. Couldn't they have just made another copy? Like, seriously?
You know what? I think in that moment, they're like, oh, maybe we don't give it to her. We don't know who she's giving it to.
Exactly.
Growth. So meanwhile, though, a stranger has been watching from the shadows. So after dealing with the pushy Thorian and Weequay from the bar, he reveals himself, and it's Rex, guys. Like, that was so cool. So
I was
happy.
ready. I was so ready.
Oh man. So he also confirms that it was the Martez sisters from last week, as we knew, that told him where to find Clone Force 99. So they tipped off Rex. He went and found them. And unfortunately, Wrecker's headaches reveal themselves that they've not removed their inhibitor chips. So Wrecker brings it up. Rex starts learning and putting the pieces together. And he is stressing the importance of getting them out. And he's got his hand on his gun ready. Like, that was a very tense moment in that bar.
Like Shield of Omega.
Tech is just like, dude, don't worry, we're fine. Our abnormalities mean that they can't control us. And he's like, dude, do you know what you're talking about? Because I do.
I do not want to bury. Yeah. Saying he did not want to bury any more brothers. That was
that was tough. I was like, no, don't do this.
Oh man. So from there, though, they are convinced by Rex. They're going to go to the planet Braca, where they're hoping to use a junked Republic Jedi cruiser. They're thinking maybe we can find one with a working medical bay, get these chips surgically removed. So they have a run-in with a nasty little tentacle monster, but they finally make it to a med bay.
Poor Wrecker, guys. He was just so scared of heights.
He went through it.
Poor baby.
That was a great moment. My head's fine. I think we're good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
So the procedure is about to begin when Wrecker's chip seemingly fully activates and kind of asserts itself, almost like it's trying to protect itself from what they're about to do.
Yeah.
And he begins fighting off the whole crew as traitors. If there is one guy you don't want to turn, it's the biggest, strongest guy there. And he starts identifying all of the members of the Bad Batch and Rex as traitors in violation of Order 66. So he is attempting to take them out. Omega tries to reach him, kind of like she did. Her voice was able to kind of bring him out of it last episode, but this time, not so much. And he chases her through the bowels of the ship. Very strong horror movie vibes going on here.
Yeah.
Before he's able to take her out, though, Rex does manage to stun Wrecker, and they get him back to the medical bay. The surgery is seemingly a success, but he's pretty slow to wake up, and Omega flat out refuses to leave Wrecker's side until he wakes up.
It's her bro.
It was a great
That was so sweet.
The rest of the Bad Batch do get their chips removed because obviously Wrecker does wake up. He and Omega have this really, really tender moment where he's trying to apologize for, and she's just, you know what, dude, it wasn't you. We're bros. And she pulls out a handful of Ord Mantell mix because the mission's complete. So that's their tradition.
Do we think that Wrecker is going to appreciate Crosshair's problem better now that he's gone through it? I just thought of that. Like,
I think so.
He might be like, I now know what it's like to lose complete control and not be able to stop.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. Maybe. I don't know. I'll put a pin in that one. I think that's a decent theory, but I need to know more about what I generally stepping on predictions for later. I need to know what's going on with Crosshair. It's been too long. So before everybody parts ways, Rex makes a mention that for him, the fight isn't fully over yet, and there are others out there fighting as well. The episode ultimately closes on members of the Scrap Guild spotting the fugitives and going to alert the Empire.
Yep.
Whew.
Oh, so much stuff. Oh, it also makes me wonder, like Rex says his fight's not over yet. And in Rebels, he says his fight is over. So it's like,
I was wondering about that too.
What happens? Like something bad must happen. Damn it, Star Wars.
Ooh.
So mean. Something bad must happen in those intervening years for him to be like, nah, dogs, I'm out. See ya.
He's also got to meet Wolf and Gregor, so.
Yes, we still have to find our two boys somehow, some way. We get those two. Alrighty, are we ready to head into our reactions and favorite moments from the episode?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
awesome. I'll get us started. Hell yes, what I'm talking about, Rex.
Yes.
Thank you. I totally screamed at the TV this morning.
Oh yeah.
I just woken up and I was like, this is fantastic. It's so good. I loved how they had Wrecker's chip arc play out. Like this has been basically from the beginning to the midpoint now. his full arc, at least with the chip, is finished, at least for what we know from now on. It was super scary. I was very nervous for everyone on that ship, even though it was like, I'm pretty sure he's not going to kill anybody right now. Maybe I said it sometime later, but he came really close. Like, he was really close to killing a couple of them.
Yeah.
And
I was afraid for Tech.
Yes, I was super afraid for Tech. I was like, no, don't hurt your best bro.
Yeah.
That's like the one that you hang out with all the time. Like, don't hurt him, please. And also, we love him, so don't hurt him, please. I did like that they showed just what the clones are capable of without their free will. Like, Wrecker, like you said before, this is the person you do not want their chip to activate because he's the strongest and probably the most capable fighter. Like, Hunter's good, but he's more of the tracker and close combat person. And getting in close combat with Wrecker is not a good idea.
Yep.
I think Rex had a better plan of stunning him. Like, that was the best plan they could possibly have come up with. And you know what? What's up with the dubious brain surgeries on these shows, you guys? Like, see, at least they had droids for Rex's. This is like, we're really hoping that this medical bay can just do the surgery and not fuck it up.
I mean,
4 times.
Echo was mostly controlling. I mean,
he was helping, but still, Echo's not a medic. This isn't Kix in there helping him with the surgeries.
You know what? They've got really
boys.
good healthcare apparently. So
yeah, the Jedi cruisers had some top of the line medical stuff. So yeah, we're gonna say that's what helped.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I have to go back and watch it now, but I'm pretty sure when Rex got his taken out, it was pretty much the pod doing the whole thing. All they had to do was like point and say, "Take that."
Yeah. Well, one of the droids, I can't remember which one, was like plugged in the whole time.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure like what exactly was happening.
yeah.
It was like, just please don't hurt Rex. Please make it.
Yeah, just like, please no one like come out of this and be lobotomized, because that would be just worst case scenario here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So this episode flew by for me. Like, I thought it was over so quick, and I went back and looked. And I was like, oh, this is like almost like 24 minutes of episode. Like, we got a solid amount, but it just went by so quick. I mean, the second Rex reveals himself, I was already sold on the episode, because I mean, it's been so fun this whole time. But seeing Rex is just like another level for this.
Yes.
I'm shocked though that they solved the chip situation so soon. I kind of thought that might play out a little bit longer, or that it might not go perfectly in this episode. Because when they were like, okay, we're going to address it this episode, I thought, ooh, this might not play out well. But then they seemingly are fine at the end. So
They seem okay.
Yeah, they seem okay. So I'm wondering where it's going to go. But with the Scrapper Guild alerting the Empire, that opens up the future where it's like, okay, we've taken the chips off the table. It was an early thing to worry about. And then who knows where the future could go. So like, even though it ended earlier than I expected or kind of wanted, I'm fine, because like they're setting up the chips for the future. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they're definitely setting this up for the future. I loved this episode. This might be my favorite one since the pilot so far. It was just great. I love seeing Rex again. I was a little shocked when I first saw Rex, because I got so used to see him in his rebels form, like older with the beard and everything. So seeing him with just like the short hair and stuff, I'm like, wait, yes, that is Rex. That's right. He changes.
Yes, he does.
I was really, really happy to see Wrecker's headache arc ultimately come to a head. Like, I've been feeling the last couple episodes, I was like, all right, we need to deal with this. Like, having Wrecker have headaches, this can't be a trait that lasts for too much longer. In terms of where they go with it, I mean, again, stepping into kind of our predictions or questions for future episodes, Omega says she doesn't have a chip, but did they ever actually scan her?
No, I'm guessing no.
Oh wow!
I'm guessing that they think she's okay.
And I mean, Crosshair also. We have someone else that we could deal with the chip in the future.
Yeah.
So.
And if we run across Gregor and Wolf, that.
Yeah, and if we run across any clone troopers, like we have the potential to revisit the idea. I was a little surprised. I did think it was my prediction that they were going to have to like break into a hospital to make this happen instead of using a junk ship. But I loved this episode. I loved the Braca set piece. Everything about it looked really cool. It was a little depressing to see all those destroyed ships.
Yeah. The Venators.
Yeah.
Very it's super depressing in Fallen Order also.
Yeah.
Yes,
I really liked when Omega was kind of showing again her kind of intuitiveness when she just looks at Rex and is like, "You're a G1."
Yeah, and he's like, "How'd you know?" And she's like, your wrinkles.
The lines on your face.
Yeah. And he's like, "Thanks, I'm old." I know.
Yeah. And I also I think actually one of the things I love about this episode is they've done a good job focusing in on Wrecker and Omega's relationship and kind of the bromance thing that they've got going on, the great friendship. I think at the start of the series, we were definitely thinking it was definitely set up like Hunter and Omega were going to be the central two. And that's what we're going to focus on. And everybody else is kind of ancillary. But Hunter's really taken a back seat the last few weeks.
He has.
We haven't focused on him that much. And I'm kind of enjoying it. I hope like we get some Echo focus moving forward and then we get some Tech focus and everything.
Yeah.
Tech doesn't need more focus. He steals the damn scene whenever he's in it.
Exactly.
He's fantastic. Just give all the scenes to Tech. That's just fine.
Just give him to Tech. He will explain. He will put you down. Although he did kind of get put in his place this time when he was like, well, Tech usually is the one who's just like, dude, this is the obvious answer. And he was the one, it was Rex who told him, would you rather we be on Camino?
That was hilarious. I think that's one of my favorite points.
Speaking of, Colleen, let's move into our favorite individual moments.
Yes, it's Rex, let's be fair. Just seeing Rex is my favorite moment. My favorite moment with him, though, is when he's kind of standing off to the side while they're waiting for Wrecker to wake up and he's by himself. Like, he doesn't have a squad anymore. He's a lone captain with no men, and the Bad Batch are their own little thing. I mean, they're a family, and Rex is like technically their brother, but he let Echo go. Like, he let Echo go to the Bad Batch. That would probably be his closest relationship with that group. So then seeing him alone and just kind of looking longingly at them, I was like, why must you do this to me? Star Wars, kill me, please. Everything's fine. Another Rex gem when Tech said the facilities were not sanitary enough. Would you rather do this in Camino? Nah, this shithole's fine. Basically, is what Tech says. The garbage will do. Everything is fine.
Yes.
And then I do love that they keep calling back things from earlier episodes, like how Sid is not a fan of Tech. It keeps calling him Goggles. It's so hilarious. And then Wrecker's fear of heights. Like, they don't forget that these characters have traits that they need to keep coming back to. Like, that's good. We need that kind of continuity within the storyline if we're going to do episode of the week stuff. We want it to be there. So I appreciate that. Good job, writers.
Exactly.
How about you, Daniel?
I got to say, my favorite moment has to be Wrecker's rampage. That was terrifying, like we were saying. When he opens his eyes and just grabs Tech, oh my gosh. Like, and then Hunting Omega, it felt like, so I've been watching my roommate play a lot of the new Resident Evil, and it's very like scary running away from monsters and stuff. And it also felt like the Velociraptors stalking the kids in Jurassic Park. Like, that's the vibe I was getting.
Keep out of the tall grass, guys.
Yeah, it was Wrecker was scary. Like, I really enjoyed that moment, and I was just very thankful that Rex was able to stun him. That's my favorite moment.
I was actually kind of wondering at that moment if it was going to take like 2 stun blasts to actually stun Wrecker. Like, he's a bigger, stronger guy, and he's got the armor. Would it take more than 1? But apparently not. All right, some of my favorite moments here. I just loved that moment when he said to put the Mantel mix on Sid's tab. It was so funny, and it was kind of calling back to when the Bad Batch was basically learning the concept of money a little while ago, and he was like, "We got this civilian thing down, man." Like, yes,
sure, piss off your boss.
Yeah. During the chase, I actually really liked the moment when Omega slips under the door, and it was almost like a meta call out moment to the joke that Wrecker can't fit through anything. But in this case, when when all the cards are on the table, he just throws the door up and shoves his way through.
Like no effort.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
It was wild.
And then I think I mentioned this one earlier, just when she pulls out the Mantel mix, and we really see that they are focusing on developing the relationship between Wrecker and Omega and not just Hunter, which I like that multiple relationships here are getting a chance to shine.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
Good job, team. Give it to us. All the characterization. Yes, we love it. It's like Wrecker is a giant golden retriever, basically, but he's also very sweet, and he feels awful for what he did.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
So it is time for some Easter eggs, connections, and callbacks.
Woo.
So first up, we've got the bar fight. So Rex's treatment and subsequent scarring of the recurring Athorian and Weequay bar guests kind of felt like a callback to the Tatooine Cantina that we get in A New Hope, where Obi-Wan takes the arm off one of the locals, and we also see Han's confrontation with Greedo. So it had a nice energy to it, just like that scene. Those scenes, excuse me.
He's trying
to not killing them.
He's trying to just sit by himself in the bar, and these guys just come over and get up all in his business.
Still bother him.
Yay! Rex, he looks so good, guys. We've been saying for weeks that we'd see Captain Rex, and here he is. The last time we saw him in the timeline was the Clone Wars series finale, which made me weep openly for many, many hours, in which he makes several references in his dialogue in this episode. He's very cagey, though. Like,
he is.
Maybe not told them everything. Doesn't out Ahsoka. Like, good job, my dude. Keep that secret. Keep it locked down. And it is interesting that the Empire thinks he's dead. Like, he's listed as killed in action, which is good. Like, yes, keep below the radar, my guy. He also mentions Fives, which another arc, if it makes me cry in the Clone Wars, everyone's fine. From season 6. We love you. We love you, Fives. Justice for Fives.
Justice for Fives. All right. And speaking of that Clone Wars finale, I'm sorry, Colleen. This is literally the only picture that actually shows the medical bay.
It's fine. Look at these Savage just sitting there. He's so cute.
We got R7 too from last week.
Poor little buddy.
So that medical bay in the Venator class ship is pretty much an identical one to the one that Rex has his chip removed in the Clone Wars, the last arc. I want to say it's the second to last episode that happens. Maybe the last one. I forget.
He emerges from it in the last one.
Yeah, he emerges from it in the last, and they all have that nice little bandage right in the right spot. But they are not in space on a flying Venator class. Daniel, where are they?
So they are on Braca. This is a starship graveyard. So this planet first appears in the novel Resistance Reborn. At the moment in the timeline, in this episode, it is controlled by the Scrapper Guild. So they're stripping decommissioned starships. They're getting parts and metals that they can reuse and resell. It is also the opening for the video game Jedi Fallen Order. And so this is set 5 years into the Empire, and the Empire has full control of Braca at that point. So it'd be interesting to see, with the Empire being called in by the Scrappers Guild, how that turns out.
Generally not good for anyone involved.
Exactly.
Not even a little bit.
Except maybe Tarkin.
Yeah, Tarkin's making off just fine with everything that's happening in the Empire. Is that Cal, Daniel, that's swinging down there?
Yes, that is Cal Kestis, the Jedi who's been hiding on Braca since Order 66 started.
Poor baby.
Oh, yeah. He's had a rough time.
All right, and we see a few critters on this planet. Do we?
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. This is the Ibtis Maw. You think that tentacle monster looks big? You have no idea. The Ibtis Maw appears to look like a Sarlacc or a Mamacor from The Mandalorian, but it's much bigger. It actually has a series of mouths, all connected by a vast digestive system hundreds of meters below the surface. And this thing will eat anything. Like, it'll eat the metal scraps left over. I think in Fallen Order, isn't that what they're kind of tossing into it?
Yeah, they kind of feed it the scraps.
Yeah.
Feed it the garbage, basically.
Exactly, yeah.
Poor buddy. I mean, don't eat Wrecker, though, please. We love him.
Yeah. That thing is nasty.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Next creature.
we also get the scrap rats. So those little pests are all over Braca. They would build nests from the wires of the starships, and they would just scrap up whatever food they could. Their signs posted all over Braca, just like, do not feed these things. They are not cute. And unfortunately, one runs right across you as you're playing as Cal at the start of the game, and I hate it every time.
It actually just hit me. I've been trying to think to myself all freaking day what these guys remind me of. And you can't see it so much in this picture. It really is in the show when they were running across the screen. But in the first Fantastic Beasts movie, there's that kind of squid thing that attacks Jacob.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason he gets.
Murtlap?
Yes, Murtlap.
The Murtlap?
Yeah. I think they look like Murtlaps.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're bitey. I mean,
they are bitey.
They're bitey.
So between the creatures and some set pieces here, I want to know, am I the only one who's getting some serious Fellowship of the Ring vibes going in this episode?
Yes.
Between the Ibtis Maw kind of coming out of the water, especially with the tentacles. Also, a nice little callback to our dear trash compactor monster from the Death Star, obviously. There's the monster. I forget its name, but the one in the lake outside the Mines of Moria. Yeah, the Guardian. And then the way Rex was sitting there in the bar in the back with his hood up was just giving me some serious Strider vibes, Fellowship of the Ring. And I want to find out if that was all intentional to make this kind of an homage to Fellowship of the Ring.
I feel like it had to be.
He looked way too Aragorn chilling there with his hood up with the eyes kind of shining.
I wish he had a pipe though.
Yes, I mean,
that would have been
a death
awesome.
stick. Rex doesn't deal in death sticks. So now that we're done with our Easter eggs, we are going to move into our predictions and questions for next week's episode. Well, the Empire is on its way. Well done, gentlemen. I mean, Rex is dipping out real fast, so he will not be caught. There is going to be some sort of confrontation. I really hope that they bring Crosshair in. I want to see his reaction when/if he finds out that the chips are gone from his brothers. That should be interesting to see what he does there. I also want to check in on the Kaminoans and see what those little devils are plotting. I want to see it. I want the ladle chairs. I want the backroom talks about, our property that's wandering around on a trash planet. Yes, please give us all of that.
So I have felt a little bit like the guy with tinfoil on his head the last few weeks because I'm like, all right, something's got to happen soon. They're building towards something. It's got to happen soon. Well, I mean, we're hitting the halfway point of the season next week. So we know the Empire's on the way. So it has to be Crosshair coming after his old squad. I wouldn't be surprised if Finnick as well shows up because I'm pretty sure she was hired by the Kaminoans. That's my personal opinion. So
awesome.
I'm with you.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, a little three-sided conflict would make for a lot of tension next week. So
threesomes are always
thinking
full of tension.
Oof.
Sorry guys, I forgot. Flo and Sarah are not here today.
I mean, I don't know which ones you're a part of, but I think they're pretty free flowing.
I don't know who I know that will be watching this, so I'm just going to say I have no opinion at the moment.
That is fair.
Not going to give anything away there. But yeah, I feel like we're going to get some sort of confrontation. Now, I'm glad you brought up Crosshair's reaction to if he finds out the squad getting their chips removed, because when he came back to the old squad chambers in Camino and sat down and looked at his helmet and everything, he kind of looked like he was uneasy about how things were going. And they're boosting they're boosting his
boosting the chip,
loyalty stuff, his feelings of patriotism and whatnot for the Empire. So I'm wondering if there is a little bit of him fighting, and I wonder what his reaction is going to be to finding out that could be removed.
Right.
So I wonder if there's a chance we can rescue Crosshair and redeem him, or if he's just going to turn full villain.
Yeah, I would be very interested to see where that goes, or if he fights it a combination of him fighting and then maybe them trying to boost the signal more. Somehow the chip like shorts itself out, and either he's free or that causes some major brain damage.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the type of thing. Or I'm kind of thinking about like Rex trying to fight it at the end of Clone Wars, and he almost faints. Like he almost has to reboot himself at that point. So I don't know, but I think we're all in agreement. I think we're overdue for an update on Crosshair and what's going on the Empire side. I do want to see the Kaminoans again. I do think it would make sense for Fennec to show up one more time. I think it would make sense for Fennec to kind of take advantage of the fight between the Bad Batch and the Empire to kind of sneak in and snatch Omega.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sees her opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here for it.
That would make a lot of sense for her to do the smart tactical play.
Yeah, and
especially because she would just be one person.
Yeah, and that would make for a really good kind of mid-season finale, is Omega getting carried off. Like the Bad Batch barely escapes, but Omega's been captured.
Yeah, that is a good halfway point for the season.
Yeah.
Oof. Well, we'll have to see then. I cannot wait for next week. Oh my gosh. Well, I think that's going to be it for the Bad Batch today, though, guys. Thank you for joining us. Please follow us wherever you get your podcast and leave those 5-star reviews. Check out our website at bohemiangeekstudies.com, where you can watch all of our episodes. You can enjoy Colleen's Book Corner, where she's reviewing Star Wars literature, and you can contact us through email and social media. And as always, keep telling other nerdy nights to join us. That really does help. You can also head to ForgottenEntertainment.com to check out all of the offerings from Forgotten Entertainment family. So that includes yet another Star Wars podcast where we are reviewing the films in the Star Wars film canon. So until next time, surgical instruments up and keep those episodes streaming.
Bye, everybody.
So long.
Bye.